Hello, so today we're going to be doing a general tutorial on how to do Fusion Cam on the mill. It's going to be broken down into a 5-part series, and they're going to be really short videos, so hopefully you can breeze through it pretty fast and get a basic understanding of how to use the mill. If there's anything more extensive that you need to do on the mill, I would go and ask somebody else who's more competent than yourself. There's a lot of people here that have been machining probably for longer than you have, so go ahead and seek their guidance for any assistance. But generally speaking, this should give you the very basics on how to get started. So it's a 5-part series. We're going to start with just getting introduced to Fusion itself. Then we're going to go into setups. Then we're going to go to general operations in the tool table that has been set up. Then we're going to go to feeds and speeds and how to adjust all of that. And then finally, we're going to be going into post-processing. So starting off, introduction to Fusion itself. The first thing you want to do, and you can't really see it because the camera's covered, and it might be different in future iterations when Fusion updates. Sometimes the interface changes a bit, but you're going to want to go to the top right, and you'll see a little icon that should say your name. You click on that icon, and then you're going to go to, what is it? My preferences? Yeah, it's preferences. And then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see this pan, zoom, orbit shortcuts. Make sure you change that to SolidWorks. So this little introduction assumes that you do have a basic understanding of CAD. You've been introduced to it. Of course, generally speaking, most of you guys have started on SolidWorks. And if you've started with Fusion and you like the controls of Fusion more, you can just go back to that. But it's got a bunch of different CAD softwares that you can choose from in terms of all that. Yeah. Okay, so now that that's changed, let's go ahead and show you guys the Cloud Explorer. So if you look here, it's actually separated up into teams. I have Blake, that's my own personal profile. Cal Baptist Racing, that's IC. You got a couple EV teams. I'm under Cal Baptist Racing. I'm gonna go to just my own folder just so that I'm not bulking up any other people's stuff. So suspension, and then this is all my parts that I've already cammed out in the past. We typically update this every year. You'll get a new team. It'll say FSAE IC for this. In this case, it's 2023 to 2024. But generally speaking, it won't be cluttered, especially if it's your first time starting out on Fusion. So, okay, so let's go to SolidWorks. Let's check out the component that we're doing. This isn't a crazy complicated part, but this is what I plan on doing today. So we have the CH3DC1202, which happens to be a throttle pedal that's operated off of potentiometers. This is for the EV car. So we have a couple, generally speaking, this is a pretty straightforward operation. The only thing that'll really throw us off is that we do have to soft draw this guy. And soft drawing, we'll go into more in depth later. But soft drawing is basically machining out pieces of the vise, and it's not the actual vise. It's parts that you use to. It's pieces of aluminum stock that you use to replace the vise jaws. You machine that out to this perfect dimension, to basically this size, so that way you can fixture it properly. Otherwise, you'd be clamping this part down on a vise, and you would have a lot of free space, particularly here. Where you'd be getting, you wouldn't have contact, therefore causing the entire component itself to vibrate, getting chatter and a poor surface finish. So that's the part. So CH3DC1202. Just if you want, you can go to find references. You can kind of see the actual path itself. If you guys didn't know that, that'll be useful coming up here. So let's go ahead and upload our part and select our file, and let's go ahead and follow that file directory. Charger 3, pedals, drive controls, pedals, and then what is it? I don't even remember the part name. 1202. 1202. Let's go here. Go ahead and open that guy, and we go back to Fusion. It says we're good. Go ahead and upload that, and we have now successfully uploaded our part to our library. And now we can go ahead and start working on it. Let's let it finish the upload. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and open that part. So here is our part. It will be on SolidWorks controls. The only downfall is the actual rotational movement you can't do on Fusion by holding the Alt button and rotating. If you have a space mouse, you are in. It'll be fine. It'll operate exactly how it does between SolidWorks and Fusion. But in terms of mouse and keyboard controls, yeah, you don't have the Alt rotate, which is kind of unfortunate. Looking at the actual tabs itself. When doing milling, you're generally just going to be using design and manufacture. So manufacture is primarily where we are going to be working at, and then design is going to be used typically to draw sketches. Sketches are super powerful when it comes to machining. You can set machining boundaries, basically areas in which the tool can either stay away from or cannot exceed the box that you draw or something like that. And it has a ton of functionality. Sketches are really, really powerful when it comes to CAM. And then last thing is just make sure that we're in the right units. We're probably always going to be operating in inches or in Imperial when it comes to the actual machining itself. We do standardize our tools to make sure that we use the least amount of tools possible. We don't want a huge variety of tools bulking up our tool library. But in terms of the actual first introduction, that's pretty much it. Next will be setups.